Hello! It's con season here in England. Well, one con anyway, the MCM London Comic Con. I should know because I was there. You know who else was there? Ashens, of all people, who had a booth. He was there chatting to people, and I was too polite to go up and say hi, because I'm far too shy like that. I did, however, meet the two lovely ladies he had assisting him on said booth, who were selling various Ashens-related items. I was going to buy one or two of them, but I couldn't decide which one, until one of them suggested that, hey, maybe I should buy a bag of items for £15. So I decided to do that. Here's the bag. It is a bag. I don't quite know what you want me to say. I don't even know why I brought it up, really, but this is the bag that all the items came in. Huzzah! Aren't you glad I brought that up? No, of course you're not, because it's a bag. It is just a plain white carrier bag. There is nothing to it. So away with that. Let's start showing you actual Ashens-related items. Yes, this is, well, you can probably tell what it is, can't you? It's a lump of plastic in a circular fashion. Sometimes, occasionally, commonly known as a wristband. Yes, because it is a band that you put on your wrist, funnily enough. Oh, the English language, you have given us so much. Anyway, in case you can't tell, it has words in it, and those words say, "This is my wrist." No, this is my wristband. You fail. Go back to school, learn words. But, no, there's nothing inherently wrong with it. It's a perfectly adequate wristband, and you know what? I'm going to put it on. Ow! Blimey, that's a bit tight. It's also the wrong way around. Oh, dear. Right, let's try that again. Okay, let's give it a go. Ow! That really is tight. Oh well, it's on now, and I dare say I shall never take it off again until it breaks, because everything breaks when it comes to me. You should see the number of hair ties I've gone through. Anyway, yes, that's perfectly adequate. It goes quite nicely with the rest of the wristbands I have, and yes, I'm quite fond of that. So there you are. You done good. Right, what else shall we say? It's a big white circle. Wonderful. No, actually, this is a patch featuring the 0 to 3 sad onion logo, missing the 0 to 3, which is rather sad. I made a pun. This is a thing that exists. It's not the sort of thing I would have purchased myself, but then again, that's the sort of risk you run when you buy a goodie bag like this, isn't it? You might get a few things that you don't use yourself. But it's perfectly fine for what it is, but there you are. I'm certainly not going to put it on anything, because then I just have a sad onion on my shirt. Whatever. Away with that. Now, what else shall I show you? Ah, yes, this thing. It's a sofa. Yes. Now, some of you may have already figured out what exactly this is. Aside from Ashens' sofa. Oh, that sounds awkward. Ashens' sofa. Oh, dear. But yes. It's a sofa, and it's quite nice as well. Some of you may have spotted that it has a little hole in it, right there. And also, some of you who have spotted this may have figured out what it's for. Allow me to demonstrate. Yes, it is a mobile phone holder. At least I assume that's what it's meant to be. If not, that raises several questions about the design of this thing. But, on the subject of design, you might have spotted a slight flaw with this thing. If I take the phone back out and spin it around, it's just a holder. There's nothing special about it, aside from the fact that it's in the shape of Ashens' sofa. Oh, God, I hate saying that. Ashens'. Ugh, that sounds awkward. But, yes, there's a reason I'm not really going to be using this, and that's because you can't charge your phone while it's in here. What you can do is proudly display it in the middle of a slightly interesting looking sofa thing. Yeah, doesn't charge. I actually have a separate holder that charges my phone. So I'm going to take this out and I'm going to put it back in the charger because it's low on battery. Probably that. But actually, I say that I'm probably not going to use this, but the thing is, that little hole right here is actually, looking at it, I think it might be just the right size for this camera that I'm recording this terribly low quality video on. So maybe when I'm not actually filming stuff, I could put it in there. Jump cut! Ah, yes, lovely. As you can see, it fits in quite nicely. I've had to take this photo using something else, because obviously I can't use the camera to film my camera being in the holder. That would be physically impossible. But, yes, that does quite nicely. I shall put that on my desk, or maybe I won't, because it looks kind of awkward. But still, it has a purpose. Now, what other beautiful things were there inside this little bag of treats? Well, I say little, it was actually quite a big carry bag. But what else have I got in here? Yes, it's a mousepad. A mousepad with Ashens on it, saying hello. I should probably center this just to be... There we are. But yes, that is it. It's a mousepad. It's a mousepad with the Ashens design on it, saying hello. There's nothing I can say about this, really. It's just a mousepad. It's a perfectly functional mousepad. It does exactly what pretty much every other mousepad you can get does, and yes, I have nothing to say about this. So away you go. Righty-ho. Now, what else was in that little bag? Ah, that was... Now, allow me to show you this properly. Ta-da. Now, some of you may well have figured out what this is already. Yes, it's not exactly hard to decipher. Yes, it's one of those novelty key rings that makes a noise when you press the button. I'm not going to press the button just yet because, well, I have to tell you that this actually came sealed in a little plastic baggy thing. And this back bit, the bit where the batteries are, let's see if I can get a bit closer. Oh dear, the camera's really not liking that. Oh well. Yeah, the little bit on the back actually had one of those little security tags in it. I say security tags. It's one of those little plastic tags that you have to pull out to get these things to work. And normally I would have kept it in its packaging to show you, but I was too excited to hear what it said. So I had to take it out of the packaging and then take out the tab and then press the button. At which point it did this. Which, yes, that's quite nice for what it is, a little bit of novelty. But the problem is, and you may already have figured out the problem with this, through the use of your brain cells, is that this is utterly useless for everyday use. And you can probably figure out why. See, the fact that this is a key ring means that it goes onto your keys. And generally, when you go out, you tend to put your keys in your pocket, or in your bag, or in your purse, or whatever the heck women do with keys. I don't know. I'm not a woman, therefore I would not know. The thing is, when you tend to move around, your keys tend to move around as well. And if you've got something live like this, while you're rattling your jeans or whatever around, you may end up inadvertently pressing the button. So while you're walking down the street, you may suddenly hear this, which, if anyone overhears it, might earn you a few strange looks. So, yes, it's a nice novelty, but it is of absolutely no practical purpose. So away with you. Right, now, what else do we have in here? Ah, yes, now, this is a... maybe if I bring it closer to the camera, you can... Oh dear, yeah, my camera's really not liking this, is it? Oh dear. Yeah, the problem here is that I have a very cheap camera. This only cost me like 50 quid. A better camera would cost me a lot more money. And I don't have a lot more money because I'm busy spending it on novelty items featuring Ashens is nonsense. Yes, a bit of a catch-22 there. Anyway, just in case you can't read that, the bit at the bottom says an excellent underscore. Hopefully I can make that a bit clearer on the actual video itself. We'll have to do some digital trickery, but you can probably figure out what this is. This is the Chef Excellent logo. Chef Excellence logo, even. Featuring that guy they got to do it in live action. For the, I think it was a film, wasn't it? I don't know. It's been over 5 minutes. I can barely remember what it was. But, yes, this is just a notepad. The sort of notepad that you would put notes on, funnily enough. Again, you can probably see the design flaw here. The thing about this is, I don't like knocking these, I really don't, but there are flaws, and Ashens would knock them, so I'm going to knock them myself. This middle bit here, with the logo on it, you can't really write on that because the picture is too prominent. Normally you would make it quite transparent so that it's not too... God, I can't think of the word now. It's not so visible, I think is the phrase I'm thinking of. So you can sort of tell it's there in the background, but you can still write over it. They haven't with this one. This picture is too bright and too prominent, which means that you can't really write over it without having a real struggle to see what you've written on it. Which basically means that the middle, I want to say third-ish, 2/5. I think it's about the middle 2/5 of this is basically useless. So the only bits you can really use are the bits at the side. So yeah. That's probably a better way of writing in it, because then you can write longer lines. But, yeah, that's really, really awkward. I like the concept, but, actually, I've just had a thought. Maybe you can keep this by your phone, and then when you have to write notes and things, and you're listening to someone waffle on, you can just doodle on Chef Excellence's face. You know what? I take it all back. This is a work of genius. Yeah. But of course, what good is a notepad without anything to write on it with? There we are. Yes, we all knew it was coming, the inevitable pen. Indeed, if I can just hold this up and bring it to the camera, and it can have a hissy fit. Yeah, that's really not going to come up very well, is it? Stupid camera, blah. In case you can't tell, it says an excellent pen. Which it isn't, unfortunately. I'm sure it writes perfectly fine. You know what? Let me try that. Yes, that works fine. Jolly good. A slight problem here. Again, I don't like criticising these, but I kind of have to because it's a bit of a prominent design flaw. This bit here. Now, I don't know if, just by holding it like that, you can possibly see the issue. But maybe if I hold it like I would normally hold a pen, you can see the problem. Yeah, that clip here is far too low, and it's also far too sharp as well, just the end of it. And as a result, when you're writing, it digs into the back, just the flesh right there, it sort of digs in, and you may be able to find a slightly comfortable place, but then it digs into your thumb, and it's, no matter which position you hold it in, as long as this bit is facing towards your hand, it's going to dig into your flesh, and it's not the most comfortable thing in the world. I dare say, because it's quite sharp, it digs in quite harshly. The only way you can possibly hold it is like that, but then as you're writing, it's inevitably going to slip forward, and then that clip is going to dig into your hand. So, again, it's a design flaw. Yeah, it's a shame. I really do want to like a lot of these items, but yeah, the more I look at them, the more I realise just how flawed they are. Very irritating. Oh well. There's one item left. Yes, one item, and I'm hoping, against hope, it might be better. But deep down, I know it isn't. Oh well, here it is. It's a box. Yes, it's a lovely box. Well, I can't find any fault with that. Oh dear. Now, I am joking, of course, because there is indeed something inside this box. Or rather, there was. I've taken it out, and the reason I am showing you the box is because I want to talk to you about this box. Now, what was within this box was actually really quite difficult to get out. If I take the top off, you may be able to see that it's got some polystyrene inside. And obviously you can't really reach in and get this polystyrene, especially not with the thing actually inside of it, because it's so tightly packed. And I get the reason for that is to make sure that it's safe, which I'm all in favour of, but it also means that getting it out of the packaging is really, really hard. The way I actually got it out was to literally take the back of the box and push it. It's so hard that the polystyrene actually came out. Yeah. And once I'd done that, the end result was rather interesting. See, while I may not have actually met Ashens in real life, I can pretend that I've met him with this. Hello, I'm Ashens. I review stuff on the internet. Yes, this is actually a little statue of him. Statue, figurine, nightmare machine, whichever you prefer. Now, I'm not entirely certain where to begin with this, so I'm just going to tackle the top and work my way down. So, first of all, there's the hair. Oh God, I really hope this comes up in the camera. But the paint job is not fantastic. There's actually a slightly smooth spot on here where the paint hasn't gone on properly at all, which just makes it look like his hair's greasy in the middle. I'm fairly certain it's not in real life. Again, I don't know him that well, so I can't say for certain. Around the edges of the hairline, it's just the paint's not been done properly. Around one ear, it's done just a little too well. You've got the brown paint on the ear itself, and on this one, it's just nowhere close to the ear. And then we've got the face itself, which is, oh dearie me, this thing. Oh yeah, it's really difficult to see in this camera, but it's just, the paint job is lackluster. The eyes, sort of, the white of the eyes has come over the flesh just underneath the eye. The tip of the nose, I'm really annoyed that you can't see this properly, but the tip of the nose is just sort of worn off. So it looks like that the Ashens figurine has overdone it on the cocaine and has rotted away part of his face. The goatee is, well, the goatee is actually fine, apart from this bit down here, where the paint hasn't gone on to the bit of the model that's actually moulded to look like a goatee. So it looks like his flesh underneath the goatee is just sort of wrinkled and been in the bath too long. Where the hand is touching the goatee is, oh, just a nightmare of ickiness. The bit just here, where the tie is, that's not painted brilliantly. I'm not going to hold them to too much blame for that, because it's in a slightly awkward position. The bit where the hand sort of meets the elbow here, that's just, again, not very good. And, yeah, that's the figure. The rest is just sort of black, so I can't really fault them for consistency there. But, yeah, overall, the painting issues I could tolerate, with one exception. And again, I really do hate criticizing things like this, but I do have to, because it's true. The figure looks kind of like a paedophile. Yeah, really brought the tone of this video down somewhat, haven't I, by saying that? But it's true! I mean, just look at him. It looks like he's looking over a park, watching all the children, determining which one he's going to take home and have fun with later. Yes. Should it be that one? The one in the flower print dress? Or maybe the one in the shorts? Oh, I just can't decide. Okay, that's enough of that. Oh, dearie me. Yes, I'd imagine that the statue itself would be, well, I would imagine it would be the most expensive item of the lot. I can't quite remember the list of items he had for sale. They were all on an A4 sheet that was taped to the side, and I can't quite remember what was on it exactly. My father did mention T-shirt, but I'm fairly certain that would have been a separate item. Probably would have been a bit higher quality than this, shall we say. But, so yeah, that's the items that I acquired in my Ashens Goody Bag. Oh dear, that was £15 well spent, wasn't it? What else could I have spent those £15 on? Oh, I know, anything else.